It's Kiara.
Hi, it's Tanesha. And you're entering the sister chat. Welcome to Main Event Mamas. I'm having some technical difficulties already. I decided to sit down for the first time, and I think I'm missing back up. Anyway, the streets been talking.
Before we get to the streets talking, let's take a moment to welcome you to our episode and remind you that this is your moment to hit that subscribe button, which she carefully forgot. If you want to catch all of our shenanigans, including the crazy way that we started today. First, the only way you do that is to hit that button, so you're the first one to see the content when it drops on your channel. But don't just follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, on X, on Facebook, on Threads. That's why I forgot last time.
And YouTube.
And on,
what you're watching us on right now.
And this right here, in Spotify or any of the podcast channels, you go ahead and hit that 5-star button because the rest of them don't count. That's right. All right. This was a crazy weekend. I mean, I feel like we watched wrestling for I don't know how many days straight. I was trying to get that in my head. I was like, did we start on Thursday or Friday? Then we went all the way through till Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. And I'm still watching Evolution because I was in the live stream on Sunday. So it was a lot. A lot was had. A lot happened. So many things happened. But you're right. Let's hit the streets are talking. Because, girl, the streets have things.
All right. What they've been saying.
I don't know where to start because this is juicy. So, AEW and WWE, there's a rumor going around about schedule collisions, is what they're calling.
Right, that they're at war, pretty much, making sure that, you don't watch their show. That's why they did everything they did this weekend. So
that's right. So they're saying basically the WWE is deliberately planning more events to clash with AEW shows, aiming to control the narrative and attention online. And an example of this is by doing the Great American Bash and Saturday night's main event on the same day as AEW All In. And then Texas, because that was last weekend. And then, of course, something that had happened, NXT Heat Wave and AEW's and New Japan Wrestling's kind of Forbidden Door event, which happened last time. But I want to know what you think about that. Because, apparently there's this war going on.
I mean, it makes sense. Because they had a war with WCW. I remember they used to be battling each other, or it was always back and forth. And then ECW got in the mix, and then it was a back and forth thing until pretty much they bought them. Now, do I think they're going to buy AEW? No. But, well, not yet, anyway. But I think it makes sense. Because you got to decide. But from the clips that I saw for AEW...
Right.
That was, I can see why people will be watching that. Because, the Mercedes Moné match and Tony Storm's, that was a good match.
It was.
Especially when she kissed her. I was like, whoa.
Well, she did that. That's not new. Yeah.
Well, see, for me, it's new because I don't really watch it.
Right.
So it was like, oh, okay. But, and then too, just knowing that, Moxley was up to his antics and all these different things. Like I said, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense.
I mean, I don't care.
I think it does. I think it makes sense, but I also, it still didn't stop them, and that's what we need to understand. It still did not stop AEW.
But what
it did not stop people from watching or wanting to go watch it. So they actually, in a way, I feel like this rumor mill actually helped AEW.
It did. But I also want to challenge that thinking. I think because, listen, we grew up in the age of these rivalries. So it was always fun. And so we would watch one and then watch the other and just move on with our lives. It never was really a huge deal which one you chose to watch first, except for when we were flipping back and forth between Monday Night Raw and Nitro.
Monday Night Nitro.
That's when it got serious.
We would watch commercials. But that also when it was fun stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Not to cut you off, but it was also fun stuff too. Especially when DX evaded.
Yes.
Monday Night Nitro. That was the most funniest thing, trying to get in, and That was funny.
It was, and
Like
it was
doing stuff like
enjoyable.
that, and it was enjoyable. But I felt like that was a healthy competition. I think every thing has a healthy competition, just like with basketball, right? When you think about sports, you got basketball, football. Sometimes there's games on at the same time, or there's a game back to back, or there's things that are happening
Mm-hmm.
around the same time, or even like when you have to pick if you like hockey, and especially during playoff times, you got hockey, you got baseball, you got football, you got basketball, you got all these different things happen at the same time, and you got to decide which one you're going to or which one you're going to be watching.
But it doesn't mean that's the only one you watch. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm like, it does not. Listen, I will say it helped a lot that WWE did it the way that they did. And in that way, they did control a lot of the social media. However, I don't know if we're just measuring the immediate mentions or if we're measuring like the overall. Because I will say, depending on your algorithm, you're gonna kind of see who won based on your algorithm. So get it. If I watch only and if I only interact with WWE social on my channels, then I'm gonna see more of them than I'm gonna see on AEW. So to me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't care. I wasn't going to watch AEW show because I don't pay for pay-per-views anymore. But I
Never have.
do so I don't do that no more. But also I caught the clips of the match and I was excited and I got to see. I felt like it was pretty even on the mentions, and the things that carried were the actual wrestler stories. Like listening to what happened with Adam Cole, I knew that within minutes because I love Adam Cole and I interacted with his stuff. So it was automatically on my feed as I was watching, WWE stuff too. So I was like, if they're doing it, so I mean, it's not really a big deal if they're doing it or not. Nobody's supposed to play fair. All is fair in love and war. So I'm like, just pick your poison like the rest of us or watch them both. It's not a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Another thing that really messed with us on Saturday Night Main Event was Seth Rollins' injury. So he was on a podcast today filling in, and he basically said that he's expected to be out for an extended period of time. He did do a MRI in Birmingham like he had done previously, but there was too much swelling to really determine the extent of the damage. But he's like, knowing my body, I'm just like, yeah, I definitely did something. So he doesn't know what it is yet. They're going to test it again in a couple days to see if they can figure it out. But he's taking it with a pretty light energy, which I'm kind of proud of him because I know when we saw his immediate injury, all of us were just like, oh my God, no. I know some of y'all were out here thinking he was faking, but I immediately saw.
I ain't gonna lie. At first, I thought.
Yeah, no.
At first, because you know why? Cause I didn't see the initial. Like you turned away for a second, so I didn't see the initial buckle. So when he was in the corner and they was all coming, I was like, "Oh, come on!"
Oh no, no,
really?
I saw it.
So I didn't see the initial, but then my partner, he looked at me and he don't even watch wrestling. So the fact that he was sitting there watching it with me was hilarious. He sat here and was like, "No, he's not faking."
I saw the man behind Seth come out. Right at that moment, I saw his eyes change. I heard his voice change, his whole body mannerisms change, and immediately I was like, "Oh God." That was my first thing. And then y'all might have seen me on Threads praying to the Father, to Jesus, to heal Seth, because that's not what we needed to happen. This has been his moment, and I'm a little heartbroken to see it end like this temporarily. However, as Paul Heyman said, he has
it for the whole year.
There you go. I want to remind people, long as he's not out for an entire year, nothing to be done with that briefcase. Okay, sorry, folks who want to put it on LA Knight or whoever. It's just
they was like, yeah, he should get the briefcase, and I'm going, well, I mean, when you put it in that perspective, no, this is not like a title.
No,
this is not where I still felt like they should have stripped Raquel. But granted, fine, they did the same thing that they did with Naomi and them, but This is not a title. This is just a contract, and that contract is right, and he has it until the year. And
There it is.
I mean, but granted, we saw like on Monday they just kept moving on. They were going to move on anyway,
Yes.
regardless.
Yeah.
So
The show don't stop for one monkey. Not never. So it just is what it is. And it breaks my heart to see Seth is out. We're going to send him all the wishes, going to send all the prayers up, and just, pray that he's back as soon as possible. All right, now this other thing. Also on Saturday Night Main Event, we saw Goldberg retired. Now,
wait, are we done with the
unfortunately,
streets of talking?
huh?
Are we done with the streets of talking?
No,
Oh, this is part of streets of talking.
that's right.
I feel like I was like, wait.
No, we're moving on to the next Streets Are Talking.
Sorry, my bad.
Okay, that's why we don't do this when she's sleepy, because you see. Okay, anyway, so Goldberg retired on Saturday Night Main Event, which was important. But the thing I wanted to note is that his speech was cut off. Now I'm gonna tell you something about Kiara. She didn't see it anyway, because I had already gotten sick of the commercials. I saw what I needed to see, and I just moved on with the rest of my evening at that point. But his speech got cut off, but WWE rightfully put the entire speech up on their social media. But that wasn't the thing. The kicker is that Goldberg had an interview and essentially discussed the fact that he was disappointed in his farewell. It wasn't on a PLE, so that was a bit of a let down. He felt like his efforts weren't reciprocated for a proper send off. He felt like he worked harder than other people in this experience. And then he also speared, the referee Charles Robinson during the match, which, by the way, I think he was actually injured with that. He had a bit of an injury and had to be seen for that particular spear. But yeah, so there were lots of thoughts that Goldberg went out and shared to people. And I'm going to tell you this. I was fine having said goodbye to Goldberg already. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like this was needed. So to me, this was a little disrespectful to WWE for giving him this opportunity and this platform. It wasn't as though he was in some obscure show at like a small venue that was not televised. You were on NBC in Atlanta. Like, this is your hometown. This is a nationally syndicated platform. It was running on Peacock and NBC simultaneously. It felt a little disingenuous and disrespectful for the opportunity he had been given that could have frankly gone to just about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jay could have kept his title for this nonsense, but I felt that this was just really disappointing that he decided to give this interview where he was being a bit of an ass, if I'm going to be honest. Anyway, that's my thoughts.
I mean, I didn't think he should have been choked out, but I like Goldberg. I mean, I get it. I understand his work ethic and all that stuff.
Do you?
Yes, I do. And when I say that, I also understand the stories that were told about him.
Bret Hart had a lot to say, as usual. He never misses his moment.
I ain't gonna lie. I really did think he was gonna win. Maybe, you know what? I think if it wasn't for the title, he would have won. But he wanted to go for the title. I don't know why he wanted to go for the title.
It made no sense, but that's fine.
Whatever.
Also, it was 15 minutes. It wasn't 3 minutes, so it's not like they gave him.
And he actually, and I think the match was actually good. I think it was.
It was a good match,
especially when Gunther was slapping him, and he just looked at him like, "Did you think that was gonna hurt?"
Well, see, he apologized. So that's the other thing you didn't hear about. So he apologized in the interview and was like, he didn't mean to laugh, but he expected it to hurt more.
I mean, I knew by looking at him, it didn't hurt. He was just like, was that supposed to hurt? And he kept, and Gunther like, you people know me. And he was just like, nah. But I knew once he got speared, it was over. But I mean, I get it that I get what he's saying, and I guess in essence too, like, if we look at it from our perspective, let's say with us being laid off, right, and how they laid us off, did they send us off on any?
No, they said bye. And that's the other thing. Exactly. How many people, what I would have liked? Carlito to get a send off. We didn't get that. Carlito was just there in the clubhouse and then disappeared, never to be seen again.
Yeah, they could have made a shrine for him. What kind of nonsense is that?
Just saying. He could have went off into the sunset too, but no, we just go ahead and give our never mind. I'm not gonna have that. Anyway, so that's all my streets said this week that I wanted to share with you. That's all the streets.
Okay, cool.
Said. So now we're gonna get into some of the bigger stories before we get into the event, our thoughts on the events from this weekend. So let's talk about the biggest story from SmackDown, which was that the Street Profits lost their titles to the Wyatt Six.
I mean, I think that was expected to happen.
I did.
Even though we didn't want it to happen.
That's right.
The fact that everybody was so scared of them.
Yes.
I really did think they were going to come out there and help them keep the title. So I don't know what happened.
It made me sad. I'm not going to even lie that it made me kind of disappointed because we didn't get to see the Street Profits in all their glory. And I feel like they've had so many amazing matches together that I would have liked to see them have some of these amazing matches as champions. And I feel like we missed our opportunity to see more of that. On the other hand, they could also, you can't win it back. You can't accumulate title reigns if you never lose it. So there's that too. But I don't care that the Wyatt Six have it, but I do and would have wished that we would have seen the Street Profits a little bit more when they were champions. I didn't love this. I didn't love this turn of events, but it is what it is. And, it is fun watching immediately the tag teams in the back scramble in fear. Like, what are we going to do? Now, that had me in stitches watching Johnny Gargano and the and the Motor City Machine Guns, like, commiserate, and then to hear from Axiom and then even now Andrade and Rey Fenix talking about they're joining the tag team division. I was like, this is chef's kiss. I am enjoying the shenanigans that happen there. And, despite not really loving this piece right here, we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to say anything bad about this storyline except that I would have wished more for the Street Profits because I just feel like they didn't really get their opportunity to shine a lot. Similar to what I feel about A New Day, right? They didn't get their chance to shine. But I will say their funeral and their grieving is really, it's taken me to a place where
they are doing the most.
I have feelings.
Okay? They're doing the most.
And then they saw the Backstreet Boys and while they were mourning. And then they saw, I think it was Beyonce the next day while they were mourning. I mean, they feel like they're having the best mourning experience ever. I'm just going to say that.
Well, I do like it when they flipped his wigs.
Oh my God. That takes us to Raw and the hilarity of their segment. I wasn't crying at that. I was like, I love all the black. I mean, I feel like Xavier Woods is channeling Prince. Like, I am feeling it. It is fantastic.
They did a whole photo shoot with them in their black veils, and I was just like,
I love it. I love it. It was so fun to see. It was fun. Who can complain about that? But also, while we're talking about Raw, I do want to start to talk about this whole Becky, Lyra, and Bayley situation, which
we might as well just tie it all that in together.
We might as well. But before we do that, I think it makes more sense.
We're just talking about.
Yeah, we are doing a few.
You know why? Because there's so much to talk about.
Yes.
And we can't just go from one PLE and because I feel like everything ties together at some point.
Yes.
So us trying to just stick to we're going to stick on this because it doesn't. Because we also missed the match that the tag teams or like the. So Ruko and
yeah, we gotta talk about them later. That's why.
But I'm talking about. But they had a match on SmackDown.
They did.
That was a good match. That was a really good match. When she did two double snow snap, I was like,
all right, Soul and her snatches, and I love it.
All right, you keep snatching these souls. I see you. You might as well just start. You and y'all and Naomi should just tag, get up. She's got the soul snatchers, and we snatching people wigs. I mean, I'm just, I'm just saying.
Well, the reason why I stopped here is because I realized that we don't want to go from SmackDown to Raw because we really got to talk about the PLEs before we get into the Raw of it all. I felt like that was super important. So, yeah, no, we're going to have to get into the PLEs and then we will finish with Raw
Yes.
and some NXT
Yes.
because if we skip it, then we're going to be going backwards. So I'm sorry. It was my fault in putting this together. I need to go backwards a little bit. My apologies.
I'm just saying, I'm even saying, like, we could just talk about it together because I feel like everything just ties in together anyway. So, like, I mean, definitely we have to talk about Evolution because that's really a thing, and I feel like we should have time on it. But, all these other things, yes, it was just too much this weekend. I'm just gonna.
Are you saying
it was
it's too much? I loved it. It was so enjoyable.
But you know what? It was also too much because I also had to sit here and do this in between. I'm sitting here at a basketball game or practice or somewhere, and I was sitting here watching. I was watching a program. I don't know which one I was watching. Oh, I was watching NXT. Like, it was just so much trying to focus and pay attention. This was a lot happening this weekend. So
I stop complaining. Okay, you get the privilege to watch all of the wrestling, okay? Because I also watch all of the wrestling. I got on a live stream on Sunday. I was also...
You did. And I technically was kind of there, but then I left.
Which meant you was not there. Anyway, let's get to the Great American Bash while we're getting into this. Let's get into this. So I'm just going to go out of order. I don't know what order we're in. We're just going to pick one. So we're going to go Obafemi and him retaining the NXT championship against Yoshiki Nakamura because of Josh Briggs. I thought that match was really good. It was enjoyable. It was not my favorite of the night, but I love Obafemi, and, I knew he wasn't losing. So I was happy that I got that one right.
I'm about to say we both got him right.
We did, because we both picked Oba.
Because I already knew he wasn't going. He wasn't going nowhere. It was like, even when I talked to him, I'm like, yeah, you can wrestle, but have you seen this man? This man,
he's a monster, and it was enjoyable. Okay, now we're gonna get on to Javon Evans and Jasper Troy. Now, I had no.
I should have kept my answer right. I was right the first time when I said
idea that Javon would win.
So fast too, because I was like, did you just win? I had to rewind. I said, hold on, wait, did you just?
I did too. I did the same thing. I was like, pause, my guy. When did you win? I took a nap between this and Saturday Night Main Event because that's how excited I was just over everything that was happening. Like, this was so much fun to watch. I love watching Javon Evans and his moves, his antics. I'm always like, don't miss people when you're jumping. Like, I am screaming. I'm on my feet. I am excited all the way around, and honestly, it was really great. I thought they both looked good. I thought Javon did a great...
Start it off.
Yes, I think Javon did a great job leading Troy in the ring, because of course this is one of his first PLEs, obviously, and I was like, look at Javon being a ring general. You know what I mean? Look at him steering all of this, and it was brilliant. A great way to start. You're absolutely right. All right. Where do we want to go next? Let's talk about Ethan Page and Ricky Saints, who I believe firmly forgot that they were currently in WWE and not in AEW because the tips and tricks and the chair against the spine and the stairs, I was having conniptions over here. It's like, guys, don't kill each other. But it was shocking and violent and fun.
You know what it brought me back to?
What it bring you back
to? What wrestling used to be.
Right. That's why I keep telling you. I think you'll like some of AEW if you peek a little into the corner there. They do a lot of that.
I do, but the matches I end up watching, the ones the crazy ones, and I'd be like, yo, I don't want to watch that. Like, especially even watching you set up something and y'all still mess up. Why? Like, to me, that's not truly using your noggin. That's not really you're not really using your noggin. Like, you're not really but their match really did bring back not a fire, but
authenticity.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On what?
Authenticity.
Yeah, okay, whatever that word. So yes,
Authenticity. There we go.
authenticity.
Yes.
Okay, brought that back. Like that brought me back to when like Edge was there and when the Hardy Boys were there and when they would be doing crazy stuff and throwing people off the thing, or even like Drew and Damien. Wow, we haven't seen Damien in a while. I just realized that Drew and Damien when they threw each other off the thing.
I mean, I didn't mention that on SmackDown, but watching Aleister Black kick him in the face was fun to allude to what's coming with those two. So we've
Yeah,
seen him. You've
but
just seen him backstage, just not in the ring as much.
right. But what I'm saying is like that it was fun watching that match, but also I don't like the fact that I mean, granted we're gonna get into it, but I don't like the fact that Troy is end up getting penalized for defending himself, and he was in the back minding his business.
First of all,
So
I disagree.
I don't understand.
It was not
Why?
intentional to be hitting Troy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wasn't trying to hit Troy. It just happened. You know what I mean?
And
It wasn't on
you
purpose.
hit me, and I'm gonna hit you back. That's what's going to
Not
happen.
on
Okay, if
purpose.
by
So that
accident or not.
was, I didn't love that either.
But he was also minding his business. He was minding his business.
He
And
was
got
mad
hit.
because he lost. Okay?
Okay, whatever. And I still was minding my business back here, backstage, and you hit me.
Oh my God.
You gonna get the business
Nonetheless,
too.
like I should, I
I'm just
think
saying.
I think I put Ricky Saints and I should have picked Ethan Page. That's what I get. Because like I said, all ego does anything not to lose his title. And the fact that Troy got involved also helped. I am looking forward to seeing a Ricky Saints and a Troy battle because I just think those are going to complement each other very well. And again, Troy's a monster. All right, now we can get to the Sol Ruka and the Izzy Dame North American Championship match, which was that was a little crazy.
Interesting.
It was crazy.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna even lie. I enjoyed it. I'm not saying there was anything I didn't like about it, but I just was like, this is it was far more competitive than I thought it would be with Izzy Dame. And I just haven't watched a ton of her matches. But I don't get this Tatum situation and Zarya situation. I was like, okay. I just was like, way to have a match since you have another one tomorrow. That's how I looked at it. I was like, it was fine. She kept her North American Championship, and Zarya her and Zarya are a very unlikely tag team, but they seem to be complementing each other. It was fine. It wasn't a favorite match of mine. I always love seeing the Soul Snatcher though, so it was fine. Any
I
thoughts,
mean,
sir?
it's a good match. It was a good match. I think
Yeah.
I think I said she was gonna win. So
I don't remember. Anyway, so Blake Monroe and the Jordan Grace of it all. So
listen.
I told you can't trust this woman. I
Well,
told
I
y'all.
also said it too. I think I said that in the chat when y'all were live streaming or whatever.
Yes.
I was like, she gonna. Now, granted, I thought that Jordan was going to win, so I'm also kind of annoyed that Jordan did not win.
Oh, because JC kept the title, you mean? And I understand that. I understand that
Like,
because
I'm not happy that.
I was asking for that to
I'm-
change.
Yeah, like I'm not happy that Jordan did not, like, especially after their win that they won against them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You would think going into it, all right, this is a good momentum. We're going to keep going. And I did truly believe Blake was going to turn on her anyway, but I thought she was going to turn on her once she got the championship.
I thought it was going to be
Like,
a little
okay,
later.
I got you there, and here we are. But to see her turn on her like that quick, it was like,
It didn't pay off properly. I think
No, it
also, if you look at, here's another thing. Her last two big stories involved kind of turning on people. Like I mentioned, like when she was in AEW, she turned on Toni Storm, but that brewed for a minute before it happened, right?
right.
And then when it happened, it was delicious because it brewed for a minute. You were like, oh, that's messed up. But this one, we didn't even have time to matriculate of like seeing, like they had one spa day. So that changed, that spa day just bonded you guys beyond all bonds. I was just like,
Yeah.
you didn't even like her before the spa day. And then it took one spa day for you to like her. And now her turning on you is just the biggest betrayal, ever. Absolutely not. I was just like, whatever. I knew she was going to turn on you because she is a heel through and through. Blake Monroe, like everything about her screams, you can't trust me. So I just was like, eh. I really hate that JC kept the title. I didn't really like the way this unfolded, just to be honest. I really would have preferred Jordan to get the title and Blake and her, and like Blake turn on her then, and then we can go into this Blake and Jordan story for a title. I'm not sure what's holding that up. Maybe there's something in the works we don't know about. We'll get to NXT later, but I didn't love the fallout of this match. I would have planned it a little differently. That being said, that contract signing was crazy with Trick and Joe and Mike Santana. Because Dark State. Now I want to take a moment. Let me give me my moment for Dark State.
Okay, I was just gonna say I expected chaos with Trick.
Yes,
and
we called for chaos in our preview show, so we did say that. But I want to take a moment.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Dark State is starting to give me Retribution vibes. Where, what is your point again? Like, you came in to disrupt the NXT roster. Why are you also disrupting the TNA roster? I don't understand. I don't understand what your purpose is and your targets are. It's one of those stories that has fallen off the tracks and you need something to get on the track. It's hard to tell a story without a reason. You felt left behind. You felt ignored. So what are you doing? Why are you doing it? And make it make sense, people. I just want you to make it make sense. And I thought about this week too when I watched NXT, and I was equally confused as to what the hell they're doing and all the random people from TNA coming in and this Dark State situation, because Dark State is attacking people, but what reason? I just need clarity. So if you're out there and you know why they're doing this, I'd love you to let me know. Just go ahead and drop us a DM in any of our socials, and you tell me what their purpose is and why they're doing what they're doing. All right, that is all.
Well, I think it makes sense for them to also attack TNA.
Why?
Because TNA is coming over to NXT. So what makes them excluded? What makes them excluded?
I still don't know why they're doing what they're doing.
They're just doing this. I feel like it's not just like Retribution. I feel like it's the Shield. The Shield decided to attack. It's pretty much like anytime there is a faction that is pride on causing disruption, and chaos. There is no true purpose of why they attack whoever they attack. They're just attacking just so you know that at any time we can come through.
Why?
Anytime I have beef with you just because I want to. It's not
I need a reason. I need a target.
They don't have a clear, but they didn't have even no real clear target when they started coming in.
That is my point.
That's what I'm saying. But even with the Shield, when the Shield started attacking people, we didn't see it. They were just attacking people, and then didn't
the storyline develop though as to why they were?
Eventually, at some point, it did develop. But initially, when they came in, they were attacking people.
Well, Dark State's been at it for months now.
Right. But also, let's talk about, what's that other freaking thing that had, Cody Rhodes and it had CM Punk and it had, what fraction was that? Oh.
I don't know. Are you sure it was Cody and CM Punk and not Cody and DiBiase Jr. and...
No.
Okay.
CM Punk was in there too because he had the patch. Wade was in there.
Oh, cool.
I forgot. Oh, and then it also shoot.
I'm gonna ask.
I don't know his name, but I just know he was Jennifer Hudson's ex-fiance, baby daddy. He was in there, and I remember it was I know it was N. I forgot. It was I don't know what their names were called, but they started beating up people too, randomly, just because they wanted to beat people up to put themselves out there on the map. Like
they were in a faction. Okay.
Yes.
Was it Nexus?
Yes. There you go.
I wasn't watching at this point. I don't know.
Because even I so there was times, that sometimes there is no true point of them causing chaos. It's just to cause chaos. That's what I think. I think it makes sense. That makes sense that they're going to sit here and start attacking TNA people too, just because TNA comes over and we go back and forth from TNA and NXT. It makes sense. It just makes sense to me. So I
don't get it.
I was like, oh, you beat people
Okay.
up.
Okay. Yeah, no. So y'all can go ahead and weigh in on who you agree with because I'm confused. Nonetheless. All right. So let's get into Saturday Night Main Event. That way we can go back to the most recent shows after we cover the greatness that was Evolution. So, all right, Saturday Night Main Event. All right. I think I said all I want to say about Goldberg's match and Seth's match. Even though, yeah,
That
I
was a
think
good match.
it was a really good match up until the
It
ending
was a good
because
match.
obviously,
Yes.
and by when we're saying we're talking about Seth and LA Knight's match. It was really good up until it had to quickly go to an end, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But
And LA Knight still was talking his shit. That's all I got. He
was like me, and I was in stitches a lot because I was like, don't ever change. You know what I mean? He's like, this may be a serious moment for you, but not for me.
But I want you to know, I beat you. Me.
Me. That's absolutely. I did it.
And what made it worse, he also lifted up the injured leg. I noticed that when I was like, not you picking up the injured leg. Did you not see which leg he fell on?
He did it. All right, let's talk Sola Sikoa and Jimmy's match, which was really, really good and heartbreaking. And then Jimmy in that corkscrew situation. Shout out to Jimmy for pulling out that move because I don't remember seeing it before. I was like, look at Jimmy up here throwing new tricks at us. He's like, y'all ain't ready. I'm trying to be this champion. So I was very, very disappointed. I was trying to keep hope alive. And clearly, if I was betting for money, I would have had to choose Solo, clearly. But also, and more importantly, yo, Jacob.
During that match. Yes.
Yo, Jacob. Why you
take so long to come out?
Why you strolling out with a mask on? We was talking mad junk watching this, talking about how he just clearly came from the airport and walked up in here because he was wearing that mask so nobody could interrupt him at the airport. I was like, sir, we've talked about this sense of urgency, and clearly you had none. And I was like, Jimmy came and saved you the other night, and he ran. He had a sense of urgency. So make it make sense. Like, you got to get that sense of urgency worked out between the two of y'all. Because, Jacob. No.
And Jimmy was just happy you showed up. He was like, yeah, you showed up. And it was like, Negro, you just got beat up by 3-4 people.
It was crazy.
And you're going to sit here and just be
y'all need some more friends. I keep saying this. Y'all need... Listen, Jimmy, listen. You got friends. You got family. Make it make sense. I know you lost a lot of friends.
I definitely didn't understand why Jay didn't come down. I was like, why did you not come save your brother? I know you were there. Why didn't you save your brother? I don't understand.
I don't know. I didn't love that. I felt like I get it.
Save your brother from your other brother. You gotta save your brother from the other brother. I ain't gonna lie. Watching that match, I felt like I was watching Big Brother, Little Brother, and the little brother was like, I'm so tired of your BS and your bullshit, and you picking on me, and now I'm gonna get on you, and then he'd be like, Big Brother's like, shut the fuck up.
Well, okay, yep, I can see that being a little,
That's what I felt like watching. While, guys, I promise you one day we will do a live of you hearing us while we are watching the show, because when we watch the show together, and sometimes we do it inadvertently, we don't even realize we're doing it, but we be talking so much smack, okay? Like, we was even talking smack about Jimmy's outfit, okay?
We were.
It was like one of those, like,
we were.
Jimmy, I love you, but it was like, dude,
what is that? He looked like he was already dressed for the club. That's what
he did.
He was
and
ready.
You had your chain on. You were just like, it was like, the moment I leave here, we're going to the after party.
That's right.
And I'm ready for it.
And the after party.
Just like, it was just, and then on top of it, I have to commend you. Your shoes match your outfit too. But it was still like, you look like you belonged at
one of the clubs in Atlanta.
Party that was happening
Club
up here in New
somebody.
York that was a brown, and it made it worse. It was a brown and tan party, and you were wearing brown and tan. You would have worked fit perfectly in there. Like it was just like, sir,
It was fun, and
I
you
just
look great. And yes, y'all would have duly enjoyed us laughing at Jimmy. We talked mad junk about that outfit for almost the entire match.
the whole match. We were talking mad junk about the outfit the whole match, and me saying he's talking about Solo and them. I'm like, this is big brother, big brother, little brother,
It was
just
fun.
going after each other
Good times were
because
had, and so we're definitely gonna have to do a live so y'all can watch along with us because it was really, really funny. And though I'm disappointed that Jimmy did not get his championship because him and Naomi would have had matching titles, we're still working on it. I still believe Jimmy's gonna get a title by the end of the year,
oh, he do. I
and we're
believe
gonna
so.
get
I
there.
believe so too.
I think we're gonna get
Yeah.
there. All right. Let's get into the one that I'm really going to dig into here. Randy
Oh,
Orton versus Drew McIntyre with a Jelly Roll and Logan Paul.
why? Why you say it like that? He was like, in the jelly roll. Guys, I'm tired. I'm sorry.
I didn't ask for this. You know, all due respect to Jelly Roll, because my guy, you look great. I know you've had some health struggles and you've been trying to lose weight and you look fantastic. I am very proud of you. I also love that you're a WWE fan. But what the hell did Drew and Randy do to end up in this situation? Who did y'all piss off in the back? Because I know we have celebrity matches sometimes, but not for y'all. Randy and Drew are just too damn good on their own that I am confusion as to why I'm involved in this. That's all I kept thinking was, what? Why? And now we're getting this at SummerSlam? Like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't need it. I didn't ask for it. I mean, I would have asked for more Randy and Drew, but certainly not Logan Paul and Jelly Roll. So, no thank you. No thank you. I'm done.
I mean, I don't know why Logan Paul's back either, and I'm not sure why Jelly Roll's here. I mean, granted, I appreciate it, but you know, even the sense of urgency to go in there to help Randy was like, sir, you see he's getting beat up. Why are you standing there in the corner?
That's all these
Did you
people
get a
keep having their
flashback or
entrances.
something?
They
Like,
just
did you
having
get a
them
flashback? Did
I
you
don't know.
something happen? Was there trauma
PTSD.
happening?
Mhm.
Like where he was like, "What do I do?" I'm not quite sure, but you definitely did not have the urgency to get into the ring to help Randy after he got sucker punch by Logan. Like, you know, like I thought we had a good thing when you like, you know, Logan tried to interfere and you was like, not on my watch." But then
He
you
paused.
dropped the ball. You
Yeah.
dropped the ball. I don't know if you got stage fright. I mean, I understand that could happen, but I'm not
And
quite
I would
sure
get it
what
too,
happened there.
just to be honest.
Yeah, you know, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to that match. I don't care about that match. Y'all just ruined that for me. I feel like now here y'all go about to start adding shit to the card because y'all made it a 2-night event and it ain't gonna be in one. Some of these matches are gonna be bullshit, and you're just filling up a card, and it's stupid. That's all. I'm off my soapbox.
Okay, glad to know. Now we get to talk about Evolution. So yeah, I definitely think Evolution was probably my favorite PLE of recent memory. Like by far, I was excited. It had more than 4 matches.
Yes.
That was great.
Yes.
In addition to that, every single one of them slapped. Like I was yelling, screaming. I had so much fun on that live stream because I had so many thoughts. And from top to bottom, it was amazing, which I don't say much, to be honest. I don't say that much, but it was really, really great. So I think we start where they started. We're gonna start with Becky and Lyra and Bailey because my God, those 3 women threw it all out there. Like it was so hella impressive. Bailey looked like a freaking star as always, as does Becky. I think sometimes when we see Becky and Bailey together, it's almost like magic. You know what I mean? Like you're just
Mm-hmm.
like these two just they fit well together. Even when we were watching their match from Raw kind of the week before,
Right.
these two just fit so good together. And Lyra carried her own too. She was like, "Y'all, I do not sleep on this. I thought it was evenly matched. Yes, of course, I hated the way it ended, like everyone else, but I just was so excited to see the intensity of their competition, right? So what do you
Right.
think?
I mean, I will say this because you just say like all the matches and Evolution was great. I don't know. I didn't. I guess the Battle Royal I didn't really care for, but that's that. But all the other matches I would say yes. Now, when it comes to the first match, yes, they were tearing it down, and I guess I'm not gonna say I didn't expect it because even with the match with Lyra and Becky when they were having their matches, it kept elevating. So I actually expected it to be an elevation of Lyra, and Bailey definitely showed improve. Now, do I like the fact that I was right that Becky won? No, not actually, because I wish she would have actually won it and not done some bullshit.
I mean, that's Becky.
I mean, I get it. That's Becky. And I guess technically, since the night before, she needed to make sure she secured this win so she can make sure she has a check coming. I guess. I don't know.
What? That's
That was
crazy.
kind of mean. I'm sorry, my bad. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I know you got money,
realize,
Becky. Okay,
I know. I'm not saying she don't have money, but I'm saying, but when you know that now all of a sudden it's going to be your income, like you can't stay home. Like you can't stay home to be with the baby. It's gonna be his turn. You gotta make sure you put it out there. That's all I'm saying. So, I understood what was happening. Do I actually really think that Bailey should have won? Absolutely. I don't like the fact. I guess we're gonna talk about that on Raw.
We will.
Like what happened with Raw.
Me either.
But ultimately, yes, that was a good match. That was a really good match.
It was really good. And then we'll talk about your thoughts on the other thing in a minute when we get to that match. But I thought it was fantastic. I think we went to Jade and Naomi right after that, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Right? No? What was after that?
No. The next one was the tag team match.
Oh, it was. It was Raquel and Roxanne against it's the Fatal 4-Way with Charlotte and Alexa and the Kabuki Warriors and Soul, Ruka, and Zarya. And this was Soul's second match, which this was her second one.
No, that was her third one.
No, that was her second one after coming out from Great American Bash. Wasn't it? Or wasn't it? No, you're right. Because SmackDown.
That was because she had SmackDown, and she had the Great American Bash, and then she had Evolution.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say that match was amazing.
It was so
that was amazing. Like I was like, any one of them could have won. Like it was really good, and actually to see Raquel and Roxanne actually working well together,
they did.
That was really good. But I also did like Alexa and Charlotte working together. So I really hope that they keep them together because them two together, like that is some magical thing. Like that's not just by chance. That's something that I hope they keep for a little bit. Like don't just like, all right, we're gonna switch you back up and put you like I really hope they keep them there because to watch them work together. Now yes, they had the little moments where I'm gonna tap you, but even when Charlotte save Alexa,
oh, that was so good, yeah.
And then even they made sure they panned to her, but it was like, I got you. And I was like, but to hear her say it, like, I got you. That was like that. I felt like that was an epitome moment, even like for her, even going off for her. We talked about briefly about her getting personal and going into her the article and all this stuff. I felt like that was a more of a personal thing of her saying, I got you. Because maybe no one else really said that they got her in that moment. So understanding that I saved you and I got you. We didn't win, which I felt like they should have, because that pissed me off that they would. But
I didn't think so.
But I also feel like it was a really good match. I felt like the Kabuki Warriors did a really good job to
as
watch
always.
How, but also to show that they haven't missed a step, even though they haven't been together. Like they both were injured outside. So to see that they came back together and still didn't miss a beat was amazing. And even Soul, like that That was amazing too.
Yeah.
Like to watch, knowing that she did 3 matches. This is her 3rd match. She didn't have no breaks. It was Friday,
Nope.
Saturday, Sunday. Like to watch that and just
And don't forget
seeing
that she is
people.
speed champ, so she work on Wednesdays.
Yes. Oh, okay. So she's a speed champ too. That's right. I remember. I remember she saying that on NXT. But it's like to watch that. That was a good caliber match. That was really, really good and really entertaining. So I'm really impressed with them and really proud of that match. If anything, for sure.
I love seeing Charlotte against Soul. I thought that was really great. I was shocked that they gave Charlotte the Soul Snatcher. I could not believe that had happened. I was a little shookated there. And
Not sure
then
did.
I was like, no, Charlotte. I couldn't believe it. And then seeing Charlotte against Zarya, it was just so and then it was funny because in the live stream they were like, every team has a little person except for Soul and Zarya. No, except for the Kabuki Warriors because they're both little
Because
people.
they were little.
So they were like, look at all the little sisters fighting. And I was in stitches listening to this on a live stream with the Sports for You podcast. But it was just
That's right, because you was
really,
on the live stream, so you had all the
we were laughing.
people's opinions and thoughts and processes at the same
It
time.
was fun.
So yeah,
It was a blast, and we all had so much fun watching it. We were yelling, we were screaming, we were. If you haven't had a chance to catch that live stream, you guys go check it out. I'll link to it later, and you guys can watch it with our crazy reactions, and also Tanesha popping in. All right, now let's go to Jade and Naomi.
I'm not happy.
Okay, well, go ahead.
I'm not happy
She's not happy.
because
Move your head
once
over. There we
again,
go, like that.
yeah, once again, I don't care how the night ended because we didn't know that night was going to end that way. But what I do know is Naomi was giving her ass the business. She was beating her down. And for Jay to still win. And then, hold on, wait. Forget all that. Bianca. Now, Bianca, girl, I like you. But you need to pick a damn side and stop this flipping flopping shit. Okay? I expect you to turn heel. I don't care if it ain't ready and you ain't ready for it. It's time for you to turn heel. Because we all know you had something to do with it. Because you were doing way too much on checking on Jade. Are you okay? Oh my God, I'm so conflicted. What's going on? Wait, girl, get your life together. I'm so happy Naomi is not over there with y'all right now. Because hopefully we'll be able to see the bullshit that will end up happening and ensuing. But at the same time, Jade, you should have not fucking won. What the fuck were you waiting for? Sorry, I know I'm cussing a lot, but it still don't make sense. Okay? It don't make sense. You getting 3 up on her for what? Because once again, it's proving again what Naomi was saying, that we keep pushing the new stars that come in. Now, granted, yes, the night ended a different way. But however, I felt like that was necessary so we can change the story, because I also feel like it was a stale cycle because you guys weren't ready to make Bianca heel. Y'all weren't ready to make this to stop. And y'all keep pushing Jade. Yes, she's getting a little bit better, but she would probably thrive so much more in NXT. I'm going to put that out there. She would probably thrive so much in NXT. Instead of sitting here bringing more new talent, y'all need to reincorporate the talent that you have and actually make them 110% better. Because even her game, talking on the mic, sucks. Even my kid sat here and said that was terrible acting. She was acting when she was like, give me Naomi. What? Where are we in? Sparta? What kind of nonsense is this? And like I said, Bianca, pick a damn side. Stop the bullshit. Because that was stupid. Watch you sitting here going back and forth. That pissed me off the whole time while I was watching it. It was just ridiculous. All right, I'm off my soapbox.
Thank you. I liked that. I liked the match. We're just gonna be opposite sides. I liked it. I thought they both did a really great job. There were a few moments when I was like, Jade, what is happening? Especially when Naomi had to put the trash can back on her head because it had fell off, and when Jade went to give her, I don't think it was Jaded, but I can't remember what that move was on the table, and I was like, that's weird. But there were only a few moments where I was doing that because I was too busy looking at the seriousness of it all and the dramatic effect. Bianca didn't bother me, but yes, was I looking forward to seeing her turn heel? Yes. Yes, I was looking forward to seeing her turn heel. Because I'm ready. I'm ready. Even if you're not ready, could we do this all for everyone, including the Street Profits? Can y'all become a faction together?
Oh,
Can
yes.
Profits become a faction
So then they could
of
go against
heel?
DNI. DNY, sorry,
I
DNI.
want, yes.
You keep thinking about doing it yourself. Anyway.
That is DIY. Like,
That
anyway,
is?
I don't know what she's talking about over there. But once we get late, it gets conky wonky in here. But yes, I'm ready for a drastic change for Bianca. I was really hoping for that. I didn't love the ending. I didn't understand why Jade won because I felt like Naomi needed it. But then, of course, the end of the night happened and she got the last laugh. And we definitely yelled and yelled and yelled about that in the live stream. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're going in order because now I want to talk about Tiff and Trish.
Oh, you know what? We weren't. I think that was the match before that one. But I felt like we needed to get to that one. That's why it happened. My bad. Listen, I don't like that. I didn't care about that match either. But that's okay. Maybe that's why. I don't understand why we had that match.
Literally,
I understand why we had that match.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, "This is cute." Trish did well. Tiff did well. Shrugs. I mean, it was fine.
I mean, I knew she wasn't giving it up, so
no. I was like, is this Trish's like retirement, or is it just retirement point? I don't know, 85 now. I don't know, but it was fine, and I enjoyed it, and I thought she looked good. But I mean, I would have picked someone else for Tiffany to fight. We already know that, but I thought it was good. So I'm not going to say anything against that match. I thought Trish was up to the task of Tiffany. But Tiffany,
ooh,
we need to talk about your wardrobe choices.
Oh, okay.
Honey, you almost called an international incident. You were so lucky that tape covered you. Because on the live stream, we were all like, this outfit is hot. However, how is she going to wrestle in it? Sis. You need to have an outfit that is going to withstand the wrestling factor because you almost had a nip slip. You know what I'm saying? There was almost a moment to be had for all of us. We saw the tape covering you, which told me it had gone too far. And I was like, Trish is not going to help you. The referee is not going to help you. You just out there on your own. And I was praying for you to finish the match before you had a wardrobe malfunction. So just in the future, and I'm sure this is something you yourself would even admit. I know that you like to showcase the girls, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But let's just make sure they stay in the casing because there are children watching, and y'all already know you will get us all in trouble and the screen will go to black. But that will not save you from the audience in the arena. So let's just try to move forward in a very careful way with the wardrobe choices next time. I don't know if you have to staple it down, but you're going to have to do something so you don't just start, coming up off the top. Because we were like, it's about to be an international incident right here in Atlanta, and we was all like, look at the tape. I mean, that's what caught our attention in the match instead of the great work that you and Trish were doing. Okay, that is all.
I mean, I do want to say, I think was on SmackDown where Trish reminded us where it all started.
Yes, she did. And how women have elevated the game, and I would really like it to continue to be elevated, which means we don't need nip slips. We don't need to be exposing.
Need puppies.
No,
we don't need Jane Laura saying puppies.
No, we need them to stay. The puppies need to stay caged. That's all I'm saying. Just keep them in a cage. All right, let's talk about this battle royal, which I loved, by the way. I don't know what's going on with this chick right here. I was in there yelling and screaming. I was excited to see all the things, the Jadas, the lashes, just Zelina looking mean the entire time. Zelina and Julia getting into it, I was like, baby, they should have had match on this card. Like it was intense, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. Even watching the people get thrown outside. That was funny. That was funny. Watching them get thrown out like pieces of like sacks of flour. I was like, y'all crazy. I felt bad for Maxine there. Um, but I thought it was very fun. I thought it was very good. The one criticism I did have for that is that typically in these kind of battle royal matches, we have room for spots. And it felt like it was too busy and we didn't know where to watch exactly. And I was like, are y'all off a step? Do I know where we're going? Because even when we do like the Royal Rumble and things like that, we kind of have a sense of where to watch. And I was like, I don't know who I'm looking at or what's happening. It was for a while there, I was just waiting till somebody got thrown out so I could see who else was in the ring. But I definitely think they set up a lot of fun. It was great seeing Jada. A lot of Jada. It was fantastic. She did great. I love the hypnotics, but the camera angles did not serve everybody the way it should have, because you still need to spotlight these moves, and we didn't see enough. And poor Maxine went in there and did the worm to the middle of a side of a corner because she didn't have no room. So, like, guys, when we produce matches like that, I really would like to see us spotlight the people as we can, even when there's a lot of people in the ring, because I was like, it's so crowded. They was just trying to make it work. But for the most part, I thought it was good. I just waited till we got down to a reasonable amount of people I could see. Okay, that's it.
I'm gonna say yes. We thought
I was right. That was the other piece.
I was about to say you were right. I don't even know who I picked. Oh, I picked Natalia. Okay. So,
Yes, because you said Bianca, and then you said if Bianca doesn't show up, Natalia.
Right.
Who, by the way, why did Natalia not come as a natty that we normally been seeing on?
Because I don't think she can. I think she's only Natalia. That's why she makes it a point when she goes to other places and they try to say Natalia, she's like, I'm natty.
Like, listen, I want that one.
I think I do. I want her too. That's why I keep saying I want her, because, but I think it's whatever in the contract or whatever. Like, yeah, I don't know. They're letting her do whatever, but they're like, you still gotta be this person over here. You gotta be like the god mommy of the.
No, you don't.
Which is stupid. Especially since I've been watching you like
kick ass everywhere else.
Kick ass. But I do want to say that, okay, fine. So yes, it was a good, yes, and maybe for me, because it looked so chaotic, it wasn't like the best match. But I really don't like the fact that we're really overlooking Jada.
Yes.
And I don't like the fact that, I feel like we're doing another Naomi type thing, as in you're going to push her to the point where she's going to eventually break, and it's not going to, and it may be a good break or it may not be a good break. It may be a break where she feels like she has to leave to go find somewhere where either she's appreciated, because I'm still not understanding, or maybe this is me, maybe y'all can explain this to me. I'm still not understanding from what I've seen and what I've heard why she hasn't got the championship, or why she wasn't thought of to at least be the last two. I feel like, yes, last lesson she is good, but she's not great.
You think Jada's better?
Yeah, I don't think she should have been the last two.
I didn't either. I didn't get that. I was like, is it because
you understand what I'm saying?
Tall?
I don't think she should have been the last two. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think she should have been the last two. Fine, Stephanie, okay. But Stephanie just got here too. So this is where, for me, this is again what we've talked about. Didn't Stephanie just get here? Like,
yes, she did.
Been here right. And granted, I know her resume perceives her, and she does amazing work. And I'm not saying she's not talented.
But also, don't forget her resume in NXT. She was there for a little while, and she was impressive. That's why she got moved up.
Right. But this is what, again, I'm saying. We get the new talent. We focus on the new talent. They do whatever, but then we're slowly losing the other talent that's actually should be deserving of something. From what I've seen, I feel like Jada is a really good competitor, a good wrestler. Her market, her presentation, I think she's the package. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
still not understanding. And that's the same thing with Jordan. I don't get it either. Like Jordan has a resume of greatness and her coming, but y'all keeping her at bay. She's not getting, like, yes, she may get all these championship matches, but she ain't getting the championship. Like you, so it's like, so some things for me, I'm not quite sure, where
Yeah.
it fits in and where it goes in. But I do want them to. I would like to see, they appreciate the talent that they have instead of always pushing the new talent.
I can definitely see that. I think,
But that's, I
however,
mean, that's what I feel about that match, pretty much. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I said the thing that I think Stephanie is different in that that's what they brought her in for. I think you also, while I agree with you that they don't always appreciate the talent they have, I am wondering if kind of like what we talked, I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but when they had, and I think we might have, when they were just pulling people from NXT after they had that mass kind of like get rid of that with those mass
Mm-hmm.
releases, and
Mm-hmm.
and Raw just ended up being like this oasis of desert. I mean, just this desert island where it just wasn't enough. It was like there's three women, even though there was more than that, but we don't know where the other people are.
Right.
Um, I felt like moving Stephanie up made sense because you needed that star power. Because remember at the time, like Becky wasn't necessarily there all the time. Bailey was out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't have that star power. They're working really hard to make Lyra that star between the Beckys and the Baileys of it all. So they have to keep developing stars. I agree with that. But I also think that you also have your stars in NXT. And when you think about when they took Stephanie, if they had taken Stephanie, if they had taken Jordan, what's there? You have a lot of talent who's not quite developed. You have some people, some leaders like Jordan. Jada's been there a while. You got
Mm-hmm.
Carmen Petrovic, right? But when I say that, you have like Izzy Dane coming up. You have these women who still need to make their presence and their stars on the rise. I feel like maybe what Jada and Jordan are kind of doing, even though yes, I did complain about that too, is that they're kind of the cornerstones of helping that system to continue and develop. Because what we don't want to happen is you to take all the stars, which has happened at a time, where they take all the stars and then you just got nobody. You just like, I just got people here sitting, chilling. They still need somebody for Blake to go against to help build up her cred. So I'm like, I kind of get why, I think after thinking about it for a while, I kind of get why they left some people behind and why they are still giving them exposure. Because remember, excuse me, remember that Roxanne, we had that same question with Roxanne for the longest time. Like, why are you still down there? Like, you don't have no reason to be down there. But they were making room, I think, for her when they did some of those releases because they just didn't feel like, or I'm just speaking in hypotheticals here, of course. They
Mm-hmm.
may not have felt that they had the star power that they needed on the show. But even when they brought Roxanne in, they tucked her into the Judgment Day story, right? They moved Julia to SmackDown to kind of help bolster that and give that group of girls some more juice. So I think I'm seeing some of this, but I do think we saw Kiana James on IG. Why is my girl not in the ring? I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand it. There's people that you're right. They don't always use the talent that they have. You need to
Mm-hmm.
continue developing stories. And I think a lot of that, as we talk about over and over again, is that you need to be telling these stories with the women, just like you're telling these stories with the men. There should not be two stories or three stories. There should be six
Mm-hmm.
stories or so, at least three per show that gives you a mix of females having these kind of dynamic conversations. And I don't count Scarlett as part of that. I count Scarlett and Carrie Ann as a package. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we just now started getting to see her. Hey, girl. But the other groups, I would just like to see more of a balanced approach to the booking. But I like Lash. Do I think she's at the level of a Jada? No. I don't think she's there yet, but I also do think she's an attraction. She's tall, she's beautiful, and I think that there is a dynamic to her that is attractive, the same way you would look at a Raquel, right? But you see how long it's taken us to get Raquel's personality. You ain't gonna have that problem with Lash, okay? Her personality is on the forefront. So part of me is wondering if this is just part of the system. And Jada got a lot of shine during the Royal Rumble season. So maybe this is their chance to get Lash in their seeing. But do I think she's next to move up the main roster? Maybe, because they ain't really got much for her to do down in NXT. But I don't think that's a good reason to move her up because you ain't got nothing for her to do. Because as we've seen, that doesn't necessarily mean good things for you.
Yeah.
That being said. But yeah, Stephanie won. I was excited. I'm ready for her Clash and Paris situation. I'm ready. Stephanie and her devil's kiss that was on the apron. You know what I'm saying? That was fantastic. Her knees probably were crying, but she looked great. And even Stephanie, speaking to her in Espanol, that was another person who enjoyed a Babel lesson or Duolingo during that time period. Anyway, let's move on to the last match on the card. The whole shebang. Because, ooh-wee, let me tell
Everybody's
you.
got Bible lessons happening.
You know what I'm saying? They must have a Rosetta Stone subscription for WWE, and I ain't mad at it. I appreciate incorporating other people's languages, and I appreciate it, especially because I know Stephanie is very comfortable in Spanish and not as comfortable in English. So I appreciated that they were willing to do that, and they do that a lot more even with Japanese and stuff, and they give them the opportunity to speak more in their native language. I enjoyed it, but I'm just saying, I ain't mad at a Babel or a Rosetta Stone lesson. It just was funny because I was like, they speak such Americanized Spanish. There you go. Almost said something
I'll
crazy.
say it for you. They speak that white Spanish. We know you don't know what the hell you saying.
Anyway,
you gotta think about it.
I want to say about this last match. I was initially not really excited about Io Sky and Rhea.
They was terrible.
I was like, this is super boring to me. But the way that match changed my mind, like it was brutal and rough, and it was like they went a whole nother gear. Because at first I was like, yeah, going through the motions. But once they left that ring, I was like, hold up. These girls said, y'all ain't about to sleep on us. And I was so excited to see them work outside the ring and do all the crazy stunts. It felt like a main event worthy of Evolution's really great card, as we've kind of talked about. And then the icing on the cake.
Wait, don't
and
say
that's
it.
Yet. That's what I was going to say. And then the icing on the cake. That was it.
Okay, because don't say it yet, because I won't say something.
I know.
Okay.
I got it.
I definitely can tell you, when I was watching that match, I was like, why are y'all slow as fuck? What is happening? This is not a Rhea and
I'm going to be censoring a lot of this.
For what? Weird notes? Don't do that. I'm just saying. Like, all right, I'll tone it down. 5 notches. But what I'm saying is, that match was slow. Like, watching it, I was like, what are y'all doing? This doesn't even look like the caliber that I know that y'all can do. Like, we can't be hyping this match up, and y'all were hyping each other up for it to be like this and be like a little fluff, and there'll be a little, like, they weren't really bumping each other really hard. I was like, what are y'all doing? So, yes, I was happy when they picked up, and they actually was like, you know what? We need to switch gears, because we actually are in a match. Like, we supposed to, like it felt like in the beginning it was two best friends trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And once that became, all right, hey guys, we need to stop doing this, because we're not friends right now. This is not friendship. And once they let that go, then yes, the match took off. When they were in the freaking aisle, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, what y'all doing? Hold on, what's going on over there? What? Wait a minute. And then watching her in between, I was like, now some of these things hurt. Like, y'all are actually doing things to hurt.
Some of these things hurt.
Because I'm saying,
with you.
I mean, I was hurting just watching it, because I was like, wait, because I was like, maybe y'all should go back to the ring and be a little soft, because I don't know what y'all doing right now, because y'all just, she had her in between the bars, and she was doing and it was like, oh, not in between the bars, and then and you got the audience like, oh, look what's going on, and then you're like, and then EO's like, I'm who I am from the sky. Here I am. I in the sky am going to dive. And then it's like, I was like, wait, did y'all actually land on the rug or not on the rug? Who did y'all land on? What did y'all land on? Did y'all
I
land
said
on the
the
rug? Because
same
I don't think.
thing.
I was like, are you sure? And they've replayed. I was like, I think they landed on the rug. Wait, there is a rug, right? That was supposed to help save them, right? I was because that didn't look good. That
I
didn't
said
look
the
like that was supposed to. I
same
don't think they were supposed to do that. So it was like, watching that, and then when they got back in the ring. Now, granted, when they got back in that ring, and they both was laid out, I said, "Oh, y'all really hurt yourselves. Y'all really weren't supposed to do that. You really hurt yourself."
Look at you all
And
invested.
I was invested because at that point I needed to be invested because they were actually giving me a caliber match. Because I mean, they weren't giving me fluff. Because like the whole point is y'all are the main event of all women's pay per view, and y'all was giving me fluff in the beginning. So the fact that y'all started giving me hardcore stuff, it was like, oh, I gotta pay attention. And then of course, because, and I don't know why I didn't think about it while they were laying down both hurt that, oh, Naomi may try to cash in. My brain wasn't even thinking about it. I was just like, y'all are hurt. Are we going about to just do this a draw? Because I don't think neither one of y'all about to get up. Like,
It was because
what?
the Trish and the Tiffany match was before the Jade and Naomi's match. I think
Right.
that's what threw us off of the set.
Yes, that threw us off. But still, I also didn't like. I would think she would tease to do it. I didn't think she would do it, especially going off of the fact of that match that she lost. Now, I think if she won that match,
Right.
I would have been like, oh yeah, she's gonna come back because now she feeling herself like, I got you out the way, so now I'm about to let me show you something else. Like that's what I would thought. But now looking back on it and reflecting, yes, that was a great moment to cash in because neither one of them were moving. They were just laying there. They were just like, and even after it was all over, they was like, wait, what just
That
happened?
was
Hold
funny.
on.
Yep.
Like to watch Rhea and like, did that really just happen? Hold on. Wait, pause. So that also lets me know, like, did y'all really know that was about to happen? Because I don't think y'all knew that was really about to happen. And it was like, but that's what I like. I like when no one really knows what's about to happen. Like you kind of like, oh, I think I'm gonna win. I'm like, and even while they was like, oh, Rhea was like and she was about to win. No, she wasn't. Well, y'all look at the same match as I was watching because they were both laid out. Nobody was about to win. They should just counted to 10. Like nobody was about to get up. Like they were both like laying there. So to watch Naomi go, nah, I'm cashing in. Like, and with her nose still bleeding.
Oh my God.
I'm cashing in. I was like, you know what? I respect it. I respect it. And then when she hit her in the head, I said, you know what? Go ahead, go for it. Because she was already laid out. So hitting her in the head was going to be a quick 1, 2, 3. And Rhea was just like, huh? And I was like, well, you know what?
That happened.
It is time. It definitely is what happened. And of course, I need to hear how it was on the live stream with y'all. But for me, I know I was like,
It was wild.
yeah. I was like, yeah, this is good. This is good.
We screamed. We all screamed. We all screamed. We were like yelling. It was people was twerking. We was all screaming and all the things.
They was twerking?
Yeah, there was some twerking.
You were twerking?
Absolutely not. It's like, not Kiara. I was in my seat. Thank you.
Oh, I'm about to say, oh.
There was none of that twerking.
Got live up here.
There were no libations included. There was no twerking in Kiara's
no
camp.
twerking. Okay.
No, it was great. And I really thought that all of us were excited and yelling. We knew it. We're happy. I think it was overwhelming excitement just from everybody. Even the people in the chat, we were just so freaking happy. There were no other words for it. I think that made the match in a lot of ways because, yeah, it was a little slow in the beginning. I didn't really want to talk about that, but yes, it was. But I definitely think when they got outside the ring, like I said, everything picked up and it was fire from that point on. It was like, finally, we've hit like whatever it is, that gear we needed to. And it just really took off from there. And Naomi, like I said, was the icing on the cake. It just made for the evening to be exciting. I really hope that this doesn't become one of those things that we do every 5 or something years. I know that we got to the press conference and Triple H was not exactly willing to say they were going to do it again. But I definitely think TKO will want to because it probably made money and it definitely made headlines and certainly made like social media mentions. It was insane. There was nowhere you could go where this thing didn't light up your corner of whatever platform you were on. So I just think like it was great. I really hope in the future that I understand that there is a dynamic of saying like I don't think there should only be women only pay-per-views or PLEs, if you will, but there was something really special because the women's division is so stacked and incredible, and I do believe it is some of the best in the world for women's wrestling. I would like to see them continue to do this annually. It doesn't always have to happen at this time, but I'd love to be able to say them do this annually and just give women their chance to shine, because I just don't think they do a good job enough with the programming, with the time that they have to tell these kind of stories. Like ideally, in a perfect world, you wouldn't need that because you would be able to cohesively get these stories in, but that's not what happens here. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah.
So I would like it to continue. And again, I loved everything about this event. I loved all the matches. I loved that there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches on this card. I was geared from top to bottom. I was yelling. I was screaming. I was so geeked up that I like had to like, I was done. I was sleepy by the end of the night because I was just done. I had just had gone through all the emotions. So it was outstanding and no notes from me. There are always things I want people to do better, but no notes overall because it was really, really good.
I want to ask a question.
Go.
Now, granted, I already kind of know the answer, but I want to hear it from your perspective. Why do you think we were so excited for Naomi to win?
For me, I think as someone who has been a Naomi fan for a long time, I always kind of felt like she got overlooked. Like when you talk about the 4 horsewomen, when you talk about all these people in the women's roster who gets like the highlight, the Stephanies, the Julias coming over, the Prodigy and Roxanne. Naomi was just I think she said it best in the press conference. I just been here. I've been solid. I've been a good girl. And sometimes being good goes unnoticed and unappreciated. And so you just think you're a solid person. I think this is what's happening to Bayley too. You're just solid. You're fantastic. You're such a great athlete. And they put you in this box of good. But they never, it's like they can't break out of that box of good to say good enough for this. There's always somebody over you who's shinier, who's brighter or whatever. And it really bothered me with Naomi, just like it bothers me with Bayley in the same kind of degree. And when she left, it allowed her to rediscover who she is. And sometimes, like I keep saying, you get comfortable too. You get comfortable with everyone accepting that you're good and everyone acknowledges it. You're well loved. You're appreciated, but you're not allowed to grow. They don't allow you to go past the ceiling in which they see you because you've always been there. You've always been solid. You've always been good. But by her leaving, she showed them who she was. And then she came back and she hit this next level character who was a little crazy. But it's also so freaking good that she backs it up. Now, how is it that it took all of that for us to see it again? And by us, I mean the powers that be, because she was always good to me.
Oh, yeah.
But
absolutely.
even I can acknowledge that it lit a fire under her to bring something different and new and undeniable. So I think that's why we're so excited, because I think it speaks for any of us who've ever been considered good, but not good enough. You know what I mean? Especially like as Black women, they like to put us in this little box and say that you're great, you're smart, you're articulate.
But you can't go past here.
But I'm not letting you go any higher than what I see for you. And what that told me is she wrote her own ticket. She wrote her own ticket to the top, and that was undeniable. That's my answer. I know, I'm sorry. I had to preach today.
Listen, I knew you would, because I mean, I know for me, me being a Naomi fan, I've been a Naomi fan since she was with the Funkadelics. Okay,
I remember.
so you know, I've always seen her potential, and like you said, yes, unfortunately, sometimes they put you in a box, and you had to break out that box, and you know, she had to break out that box, and when she came back, they still seemed like they was trying to put her back in that box.
That's right.
And she was like, we're not about to repeat history because I came back for a reason. Like, I'm not about to repeat history. And let me tell you what I think I'm about to do. This is what's about to do to change me up because I can't. Y'all keep putting me here. And then this also, while you were speaking, made me think about Mercedes and change my thought a little bit about what I said last week. But excuse me, that makes sense because maybe she's right. She probably wouldn't have been able to get elevated and be more than what she is right now because they try to keep us in a box and they try to keep us in a thing, and that's where I feel what's going to end up happening with Jada. And I get it, like, yes, they have to have people that, you know, to be fluff, and I feel like that's what's happening with Bailey, that she's just this person that they using to get across, and just what they do with Natalia. You're the person that we help, and you're the godmama, and you help, and at some point eventually you break.
Yeah, and it
And
should
no
be
amount
your
of money.
turn. It should
Yes,
be
it
your
should be a
turn,
turn,
right?
and you shouldn't have to fight so hard.
To be
Because if I'm
seen.
good enough to train somebody, or if I'm good enough to be seen, to be able to be this person, to that you feel that I am, and that's why you want to attach another person to me, then you should be able to see my worth in general,
And you should
and
know
not
that I'm
try to,
special. That's right.
yes, and not try to always keep me in this box, because even if I get out this box, I'm still going to be the special and still be that person that I was inside.
Yeah. But I also think that adversity sharpens your skill set. It sharpens your skills, it sharpens your presentation, and it makes you stronger because adversity is what often pushes you to your next limit. We talked about this a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the hard things are what push you to the next level. So it's okay to be uncomfortable. And I think we get in the state of being comfortable. And maybe that's what
Mm-hmm.
Bailey is that she was comfortable for a while and now it's starting to grate on you a little. Now you're starting to say, like, I don't like this. I'm not getting, you don't see me the way you should see me. But I think there's a
Mm-hmm.
line between humility and confidence. And people do not, for whatever reason, see that you can have both and be aligned with each other. You can be a balanced human who is who has faith in their abilities, but also is good at it.
Yeah.
Period. And for whatever reason, that just goes to the limit. It's like you get to sit at that line. And I'm ready for Bailey, especially Natalia, because I feel like this new character, and I know I keep saying this, I want to see Natty in a WWE. Just like I want Bailey, it's time for Bailey to undergo a transformation too. You gotta break out sometimes. And the people who are the best often transform. That's just the way it works. So yeah, so that was that. So let's finish up because now we have been here for a while. So let's quickly discuss some quick updates because we cannot go without talking about Raw.
Correct. All right, let's talk about Raw.
Okay, clearly, because so many things happened. I don't know. You know what? First, I'm gonna just do this because I almost
Okay.
did this earlier
Okay.
because this has pissed me off. This was Bailey's moment, and they keep taking it from her. I do not understand this. Like, why are we having Lyra and Becky again? Why are we doing it again at SummerSlam? This triple threat that went to these two against each other, and y'all have the audacity to let Lyra, you're gonna have me call her what you call her, Lyra
Mm-hmm.
win. Why? Why does this make sense? I thought she couldn't challenge Becky again. I thought that's what the stipulation used to be. So how are we having this happen? Can you explain it? Can you explain it to me? Because I'm a little pissed off, frankly.
I mean, to be clear, I don't understand it either. I thought the same thing, and I also don't understand why. Why? I mean, I get it, but the same token, she had her rematch and lost. Now, granted, it sucked, but she lost. And she did say she could not go against like try to challenge her for the title. Now, and I don't remember no stipulation saying if someone else comes in and and then she came, I don't remember that stipulation. So yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to it. I think it's stupid, and I don't think she's gonna get a title back. But to each their own. But what can I talk about, since we just talked about that? Can I talk about this? How I think it's stupid that they about to sit here and do a triple threat match with Naomi versus Neo Sky and Rhea?
Okay,
that's stupid.
Now that I think actually makes sense.
No, I think it's stupid. You know why? Because Rhea came out saying, "Oh, this is the one time I could have beat Io."
Okay.
You messed that up. So how is a triple threat match going to help you beat Io? It's not.
I don't think about it that way.
It's not. What should have happened was, fine, I get it. I didn't like the fact that it became a triple threat match. But Rhea also forgot that she used to be Money in the Bank too. And she cashed in on somebody. Like, that's a part of the story. You get cashed in. It ain't nothing personal. It's business. So, in essence, if you really want to see if you can beat Io, y'all should go for a number one contender match. And then whoever wins, go against Naomi at SummerSlam. That's what I think. I think triple threat match is stupid. I think watching triple threat matches are stupid. You know why?
Don't.
Because, well, sometimes they are. Because you're just trying to just shut everybody up. But for what? The whole point is, you're trying to find somebody that's good. Now, granted, if it becomes a thing and, everybody's fighting against everybody and then you kind of force it into a triple threat, sure. But off the rip, you just make it a triple threat match. Don't even well, you know what, Rhea, here, let's go ahead. See if you can beat her. Because then if you can't beat her, then who said you was going to beat her at Evolution? Even if Naomi didn't show up, she still would have been mad. So, yeah, that's my take on it. I don't think it should have been triple threat. But anyway, that's my...
So I'm going to tell you I disagree, because I think it makes perfect sense, because the way that Naomi cashed in, we never got an answer to whether Io and to that match, and then when you add Naomi to it, I think it makes sense. I was like, this is not a stretch like what was happening with the Lyra and the Becky and the Bailey of it all, because technically,
how so?
I feel like,
how so?
Well, you know what? I don't even know if I think that was a stretch. I think that made sense too. I was like, both of these make sense because someone's interrupted this match. And so therefore, in order to solve it again, we need to have a three-way, because all three of you guys need to be involved so we decide who the champion is. So I was like, it doesn't bother me.
But it still doesn't go off of what Rhea was saying. Rhea was saying that I was trying to beat her because I've never beat her.
Well, she could beat both of them then in a triple threat.
Well,
or she could not, because I don't think she is.
Exactly.
But
exactly. I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. So then it's still defeating the purpose. You're not going to be able to know if you could actually beat her by yourself.
Well, we don't know that yet. We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
So I understand.
Anyway.
I get it. I understand your frustration, and I share it to a degree, but I was like, whatever. I'm fine with this, because if it means Naomi and Stephanie and Paris, whatever. I'm fine. I think I am predicting that Naomi's going to sail through this anyway, and then it'll be her and Stephanie, which I'm excited about that, to be honest. Excuse me for just skipping ahead. But you know what did excite me? This damn gauntlet match was hella fun. I didn't know who was coming. I felt like it was a mini Royal Rumble. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. Watching Braun slice these people, little Braun, not big Braun, until the big Braun got involved and we got Braun again. But the slicing people into half with his spear, him running around the ring like he's a locomotive, going at way too fast a speed, stop speeding in the intersection. It was crazy. I was just like, this is so fun to watch. I was like, I am not normally a watch all the way through Raw girl, but I was there. I was like, this is awesome. And I was into the LA Knights of it all. And I was into
LA
Jay.
Knight was
so pissed about the Jay of it all. And then when I saw CM Punk, I was like, of course, this is how this is going to go. But whatever. It's fine. I
like the fact that Gunther shut down Paul. He was like, I don't care what you guys say.
That was
it
funny.
Doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna go over there now. I don't care what you guys say. Thanks. And and he was like, yeah, no, we're just gonna start this because what you're about to say is
He's like,
doesn't mean anything.
Paul. My name is. He's like, I don't really care.
He's like, I already know your name. We all know your name. It doesn't matter, and I don't even care what you're about to say. But I will say, my favorite part was one of my favorite parts, but Jay taking the urgency to come and kick some ass first, and then pausing to go.
To run it back.
We didn't. So let's run that back. Let me break that third wall. And I think he did it twice. I was like, you know what? I ain't mad.
It was great.
I ain't mad because I was like, yes, because your whole interest is at least a good 5 minutes. So yes, get that in there. And the fact that Orange Braun, was over there chilling, like, are you really? He didn't even get up. I was like, yeah, don't get up because it's no need for you to get up because you're gonna sit right there. And then even when he was like, hold on. He went. No, the funny part was when he was like, after that, he went, look, are you trying to get up? Should I cut? You know what? Nah. Run that one more time. like, forget all that. But I'm not gonna lie. I hated the commentary because it was like, I hate this. He's celebrating too early. This wasn't a celebration. Y'all weren't paying attention. This was him just doing his entrance. He came and handled business first. He wasn't like LA Knight who was like... taking his time to get to the thing. Yeah. And it's like, no. He was like, let me handle my business real quick because he's tired. I'm going to let him get a break because he's tired because I'm fresh and I'm going to sit here and do what I got to do. And the commentary was just irritating me. But, I did like the fact that I didn't know who was coming out. I like the fact that, and I also like the fact that they did not announce it ahead of time who was in this gauntlet match. That was great because that kept the element of surprise of like, I don't know who's coming out here.
It made you watch to the end because you were like, who's coming? Right?
Absolutely. It made you watch to the end. And the fact that CM Punk came out, I actually was kind of surprised. I didn't, but then again, knowing what happened to Seth, I shouldn't have been surprised. But I still was surprised because we haven't seen him in a while.
Yes.
But I still was impressed with that too because, Braun really held it on. He
held it down.
He held it down. He showed what he was able to do, and I'm pretty sure. How long was that match? Like what, 20 minutes?
It was a while. I don't know how long
it was longer, and he was in there from the beginning. So to see him do that, now granted, I did not like the fact that the other Braun, the big one,
the other Braun, large Braun.
Yeah, the large Braun. He came in. I know you're not doing that while we're in the middle. See, this is.
But it's been 30-something minutes. It's dry.
So it's mine. I'm not sitting here playing mine. The last time I did that secretly, you got on me like, did you just put? I did, but you didn't know.
At least it wasn't
unless you was watching my.
At least it wasn't a secret. Okay,
control
it. I just wanted to put it on.
Like it's late, and you put some.
I did. My husband's gonna be home soon.
So mine. He's coming too. Anyway, moving on. So let's talk about what we all care about.
Oh my God. The Tribal Chief is back. Tribal Chief won. Okay, hold up. Pause. Tribal Chief won opposed to 2 or 3. What does that mean? Can someone explain that? Why does it Tribal Chief won?
Because he's the first. And he's the only.
So why you need a 1?
And we are the ones.
What?
We are the ones.
Because there's a 2 or a 3? No?
Well, I mean,
So why not OTC and then a 1 on the back? Why is the 1 on the front? Here's the thing. The one thing you know about Roman, for sure, is that man gonna ride up with a new T-shirt for you to pick up at your delight and pleasure because he gonna get his residuals from the merch. But I just would like to say I don't get it.
Wreck it and leave. That's it. I'm the Tribal Chief and I reckon and leave. Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe I need to make that one.
Maybe you should because I like the wreck and leave and then the other one that had the other saying, I don't remember what it is now.
Show up and win.
Yes, that's the one I have. I have show up and win and I didn't get wreck and leave. But point is,
you can be Tribal Chief and show up and win.
Either way, I don't know why I had to see OTC 1. I was like, because it made me think over the counter 1. Anyway, just saying. It confused me. I didn't understand Roman. But regardless of that, I'm so happy you're back. You were needed.
He kicked their ass.
You were so needed.
And that's how we also knew Seth wasn't coming back anytime soon.
Anyway. Yes, she's not wrong. That's also, I literally said, like, I'm just waiting for you to come back. Now they had to make that phone call because we love Seth, but we gonna need somebody to carry story. So.
But you know what's so funny? Watching Paul's face, like,
that was awesome.
And I'm going, Nick, bro, you probably the one who made the call. So why are you acting so surprised?
I said, you also prepared the man to be here. You set up the plane. It was funny though. I will tell you, during the when Seth in his podcast interview, he said, you know, I really didn't want to see Roman anyway, so I'll be back probably around the time he goes to make that movie in the fall. That's what he said. He said, I'm going to stay as far away from him as possible. So, you know, hopefully by the time, you know.
Even though they best friends behind the scenes.
I come back. He said, Roman going to be making that movie Street Fighter or whatever. So I ain't worried about it. And I thought to myself, because that's not wrong. I said, that's not wrong. That was smart as hell. And it was funny. And I get it. I get it. It's one of the reasons I kind of love Seth, because he really was like, yeah, not going to be me. It's like, not going to be I'm not going to be involved.
Until you found out that your article betrayed you and became the wise man again.
I don't think Roman's going to want him back.
I don't know. He don't want him back. But I mean, there's definitely...
But also...
He definitely had a lot to say. He was talking mad smack.
He was.
Hold on,
but didn't Roman say that he wasn't going to come back as a tribal chief character?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he's not really... Listen, maybe he's having a identity crisis right now. I don't know. Either way, I mean, he had to do something, because they probably called him last minute saying, I need you to come back today. I know we scheduled you to come back by SummerSlam, but I need you to come back today. And he was like, well,
he was probably watching Saturday Night Main Event and knew that phone call was coming. Okay.
Yeah, and it was like, all right, we got to come up with something. I guess I'm going to have to be tribal chief right now. I don't know. I have nothing going on right now.
So you say we're going to get some new merch next week?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Next week is going to be the next character.
And, you know, well, I wouldn't be surprised, because look what happened with Show Up and Win. How long was that on the thing? And then he became something else.
That was quick.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm not surprised. But,
that was quick.
But yeah, that was good.
Yes.
All right. Now,
let's hit it. Let's wrap it up with NXT, girl, because
the only thing I really want to talk about NXT...
you can go first, and there's a couple other things I'm going to hit, but you can go first.
Okay. The only thing I really want to talk about NXT, I mean, granted, I really didn't like the interest. It was kind of stupid. Anyway. Callie Armstrong.
Right.
The Evolve.
Yeah, I didn't like her entrance either.
Yeah, I mean...
We need to work on that. We're just going to get some.
We do. But I have to say... One, I didn't expect Evolve. I knew we were going to have the LFG, right?
Yep.
That's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
I knew we were going to have them, but I did not expect her to see her there, which is also, I'm kind of happy that they are bringing them over and trying to get us to be involved. But from the matches I actually watched involved, so the matches and the caliber I've actually watched it's actually really good. So seeing her out there was a pleasant surprise, and it was really great. I did not like how Jordan just interrupted.
I didn't like that either. That kind of pissed me off. I was trying to finish the match. I was like, look at Jordan and get her anger out of everybody.
You know, so, but then again, maybe that's leading up to her going against against Callie, because now Natalya went against Callie, and that match was good, but she lost. But who knows? But I didn't like that. But go ahead, you can talk your grievances now.
Okay, let's talk about. Listen, Blake Monroe and these damn cartoon characters and the random break-in storylines. It wasn't genius to answer Jordan's call out with that little video, though. I will say that was funny, and I ha-ha'd along. She said, and I'm better than I was like, up. That's some shady business. But as a reminder, you were only friends for a week. That's it.
Or less.
I don't even think it was a week.
I don't think it was a week. I think it was less.
Why are you acting like, the psycho ex-girlfriend? You were just friends with her for less than a week. Like, it makes me question some sanity on that character. Not Jordan, obviously, but the actual character of Jordan Grace, not the actual person, because I'm scared of the actual person. But the character, Nah,
Wait, what?
the character she hit me with single white female energy. You know what I mean? Like, we were friends for less than a week. Like, why are you mad? And everything you know about Blake, and maybe, okay, we can suspend belief. Like, you don't know Blake used to be Mariah May. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the spirit of Mariah May is just out there. But let me be clear. She could not be trusted. You did not like her, and you spent less than a week as her friend, and now you just mad enough to blow it up. Everywhere. Everyone. You just gonna interrupt matches. You gonna hurt Robert Stone. I mean, nobody cared about that. But you gonna do what you gotta do. And I get it. But I don't understand the correlation. I don't know why you bring in that same kind of energy. Because you just were friends with her for 5 to 6 days, potentially. That's it. So I don't get that kind of anger. Yes, I mean, he did cost you the title, so maybe, yes, potentially. But you could go run it back and get your title shot. Put Miss JC in a cage and destroy her. You know what I'm saying? Convince Ava to put JC in a cage. Sidebar, shout out to Ava for showing up on our screen during the weekend with her t-shirt, NXT Final Boss. Go ahead and cop that with our affiliate link down below.
Oh, nice. You can also cop Roman Reigns t-shirt.
Oh, TC.
Or any other t-shirt that you would like Baby Beware with Caution. Or I guess Jade's.
But anyway, proceed with caution.
Whatever. Same thing. This has been fun.
It's been a delight. This is our moment to remind you that if you've enjoyed hanging with us as we argued and had differing opinions many of the times here, you can catch us anytime you want if you hit that subscribe button below to be the first to hear our arguments in real time. Also, you don't want to miss when we go live because, I mean, how else you going to know if you don't hit that subscribe button? I mean, you want to be there with us. But if that's not your jam and you're on a different platform, you can follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Threads, on IG. You could also visit our website at maineventmamaspodcast.com, where you can catch us up on all the things that you may have not seen on your desired channel, because we do switch up content. You never know if we're everywhere or just somewhere. We also have all of our videos there for you. You can leave us a voicemail and you may be featured in one of our episodes. You can ask us questions because we will do a mailbag. We want to know what you think, how your questions are, what you're interested in. And lastly, you could join our mailing list when we finally have a newsletter to tell you all the other things, like when our merch drops. But where can they hear our podcast, Tanesha? Does she know?
Yeah, no, hold on.
Well, you can find our
podcast. You can find us on Pocket Podcasts, okay? She about to take my spot. She lost her mind. Pocket Podcasts. You can also hear us on Spotify and see us. You can also listen to us on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Amazon Audible. I don't know. And yeah. And also,
she doesn't know what she's saying. Well, we want to say we're not new to this. Well, you know, we're not new to this. You know, considering what's happening right now, you wouldn't know that. But let's start that over. We want to say we're not new to this.
We are so true to this. And this was Main Event Mamas.